So you've noticed that they've broken a bit more easily. Vomit kind of slips out from the cracks and crevices, bars. Would you like to do that again?
Yes.
Yes.
6. Oh shit. 4, 5, 6 again. 2, 6. Okay. One of the bars just breaks off, like half of the bar breaks off, flies off, hits the elf, lands on him. Vomit spilling out the bars. A few traces and remains of Skittles. So it's the bottom half of that bar broken off. And the other bar is still kind of bent.
How wide is this hole now?
It's fairly large. I would say if a human were to crouch down and kind of very tightly squeeze their way through, they'd be able to get out.
Domination.
I'm a dwarf.
But you are a dwarf, which means you can kind of just sort of saunter out of the bars.
Yay!
Alpha.
Is there a guard?
So,
nearby?
Dr. Wasted Duckling, at this point, since you meditated so many times and did this action over and over, it's late at night. The guards are kind of either at home. There's security cameras around though, who have now just recorded your amazing breakout.
Changing.
I love how they didn't do it while I was doing it. They just done it now. But is there any kind of console that might control security?
Yeah, on the desk there's a small panel in the table. You'd have to break the panel off, but you can deck your head into the security system for at least this room.
Can I use my taser?
To break the panel or
To just completely destroy it.
Oh, okay. You have to roll to break the panel first.
I'll break the panel first.
Okay, 2, 2, 1, 3, 5. You make a tiny dent in the panel. Nothing, basically. The camera is pointing at you, by the way.
Can I summon skills?
Hang on. I'll roll for that in a moment once I kill this bitch. Oh, it's you. Take that back.
Well, thanks.
One, 3, 2, 3, 6. About 7, 8 Skittles fall onto the desk from the astral plane.
Are there any wires? Exposed wires.
Bravo lockdown.
Exposed wires? No, you... Wait, where do you mean? Where are they?
Sticking out of the bottom of
You
the
asking?
thing. Plugged into a wall or something. Well, not plugged into a wall.
Well, there's under the security camera, there's a bunch of cables leading into the wall. On the desk, everything's concealed by the panel.
Lightning strike coordinates received inbound.
Can I stick all the Skittles together and then stick them onto the wire?
Where are you going to stick them together? Where are you going to stick them together with?
With each other, just like squeeze them together.
Oh, okay. I'll just assume you can do that. You don't have to strength check for that. So, right, you've got this, like, strand of Skittles that are broken, basically.
I want to wrap them around
The hunter killer drone deployed.
The wire of the camera?
No, the wire that's like underneath the console.
You still... No, there's a cable under a camera going into the wall.
Oh. Well, let's just do that.
Okay.
And that
Hostile
will
UAV above.
just wrap it around
3,
there.
6, 4, 1, 6. Okay, you wrap it around the cables of the camera, under the camera. How you got up there, I'm not going to question, but I don't know. You're a Yakuza, or who cares?
I want to use my taser. To shock the Skittles
Okay.
and set them on fire.
Securing C. Losing A.
Okay. We'll do that.
All flags secured. Hold your
4,
positions.
2, 5, 3. They start a tiny, tiny fire.
Good job. Get ready for the next round.
And how does that work out?
It doesn't seem to be doing much for the most part. There's just a lot of smoke around the cables though, so...
Halftime.
What's in this room?
Domination.
A dead elf,
Capture the
Toilet.
objective.
a couple hammocks, a desk, a chair,
Securing Alpha.
a window made of glass this time, and a door leading out. There's small sort of notice boards with various notes left by the guards.
Can I hit the camera with
One
the
of them
chair
you can
first,
clearly
because I'm
see
frustrated?
that has one of the notes says
Enemy has
Skittles
Bravo.
question mark in very bold writing. Just as you notice. So you're throwing the chair at the camera.
Yeah, I want to break it because I'm frustrated at it.
Hunter killer drone deployed.
That's because it just probably finished uploading.
5, 5, 6. Oh, you fucking owning this camera. 3. The chair breaks apart on impact with the camera, and the camera falls off the wall with the Skittles. However, the Skittles are still on fire at this point, and they set the carpet of the floor on fire.
There's a carpet.
Yeah, the floor is like got carpet lined around it, and this sets on fire pretty quickly because of the Skittles.
I will grasp. I will tear lots of notices off the notice board and get out of there as quickly as I can with my fast reaction skill.
Your enhanced reflexes.
Yeah.
5,
Charlie
1,
secure.
5, 1. Okay. For some reason,
Friendly
the dwarf
UAV inbound.
rips off all the notes on the board, throws them into the fire.
Securing Bravo.
The fire starts to erupt around the room, and he jumps up, grabs the doorknob, turns the door, opens it, runs out, and proceeds to find himself in front of a long hallway. There's a few rooms to your left, one to the right. They don't seem to be very significant. They have no markings on the door explaining what they are.
I want to go in all of them.
And as you leave, you hear the groaning of a familiar fat elf being burned alive.
I chuckle.
Hostile UAV.
That's a free action. You chuckle as you're...
As I am opening the door to the first level.
Friendly UAV inbound.
Okay.
Securing Alpha.
I peek through the
I'm
door.
gonna need to roll for something. Okay, you peek through the door. Okay.
A line.
I need to roll if they know it. Okay. You open the door very quietly.
Drone deployed.
You're kind of like you've got like both hands on the door handle, and you've got your legs propped up on the door because you're a dwarf. So you're kind of hanging off the door, kind of pushing forward very slightly to open the door. A very marginal amount.
You lost.
You notice the two guards that have been looking after you, kind of sitting around a table
UAV inbound.
playing cyber poker using their comm links. They're they're very engrossed in their poker, and they don't really notice you peeking.
Wait.
The
two
fat
guards.
elf is still screaming. Yeah, two guards. They're playing poker through their comm links at the moment. and they're not really paying attention, so they haven't noticed you.
Okay.
Bravo. Okay.
It's just like a small
Can I
sort
see
of
anything
room.
else in the room?
There's just not much in the room for the most part. It's kind of just a small room. Keeps sort of cleaning supplies in it. There's a table with a couple of bottles of beer
Okay, next room.
lying around. There seems to be some sort of break room. You're not going to do anything with the guards.
Securing
Just
A.
gonna leave them be.
Okay. You
This time I kick the door open.
you close the door.
Losing B.
You close the door
All flags secured. Hold your positions.
using all of your dwarven strength to swing back on it. You close the door quietly. They don't notice. You go down to the next door,
Friendly UAV inbound.
and we'll roll if you actually kick the door open or not.
It's too close. Fight harder. Losing Bravo.
So you take a running start,
Friendly hunter-killer drone deployed.
and you kick your stubby little legs against the door. One of the hinges, the bottom one, breaks off, and kind of the door falls more towards you. And you can hear what sounds like an orc going, "Oh shit," as the door breaks.
Okay. So
It's not all the way though, the door's just kind of like hanging off by its top hinge, because you didn't hear a door if you can't exactly like kick down a door.
can I hide at this? Well, can I just like stand very close to the wall at the side of the door?
Yeah, that's a free action. You can just do
I'll
that.
do that, and then I will wait and see if the orc reacts. Comes outside.
You can hear loud stomping, and the orc peeks out from the top half of the door that's open. He leans his head out and looks down the hallway in the wrong direction, not noticing you. Kind of yelling loudly, "Who the fuck did that? It's my door, you prick."
While he's doing that, can I quickly taser him?
Okay, let's roll a roll for that. 3, 6, 6, 2, 4. Using the door as like a little platform, you jump up, hit the door, and using it as like springboard, you spring up and grab the orc by the back of the head and taser him. He falls to the ground.
Is
Kind
it-
of just effectively knocked out. He's twitching, but he's effectively just incapacitated. And you're like on the door now, still sort of on the door as it's hanging by its hinge.
Can I go inside the room now?
Yeah, it's a small office. There's no cameras. It's just, it seems like, you know, it's just kind of like
Domination.
it's not exactly the warden's office, but it's someone of some sort of relative importance. It's just an office for keeping files and stuff.
Can I read some of the files? Is there a file on where my sound
Yeah.
is? Where all my shit is?
Securing B.
After skimming through several notes, you see that all prisoners' items are in a very large locked box inside the warden's office.
Securing B.
Okay, I just leave that room now.
Okay,
Drag the orc
hang on.
back inside. And maybe make the door
he's
look less
inside the
broken.
room.
Oh,
I'll be back in a moment though. Hello.
hello.
So you kind of like you push on the bottom half of the door, kind of prop it up. The bottom hinge is still clearly broken, but the door's kind of standing up straight.
Losing Charlie.
Can I just go into the next area? Just leave the hallway.
Leave the hallway. You go down the hallway, and you come to like a T-junction. There's a shorter hallway, but there's a few rooms. The one is a stairway leading down to a lower level somewhere. And at the other end of the hallway to the right is
Hunter-killer drone
a steel door
deployed.
marked with the words Warden's Office on lettering on the door.
Is this door locked?
The door has a window. It has a window. Okay. You peek through. You see a tall, skinny elf dressed up in a very fancy pinstriped suit and whatnot. Kind of just looking down, reading a bunch of paperwork.
Is there anything else in this room?
There's a few desks and things lying around, just probably holding paperwork to begin with. And you see,
Almost up.
sort of behind the warden, is a very large metal box with several locks on it.
Losing B.
Okay. I want to go down the other hallway first.
Securing A.
You want to go down the other hallway?
Yeah.
Okay. You go down.
Friendly UAV
I'd assume you're going down the stairs.
Yeah.
You go down the
Get
hall,
ready for the
and
next
then you
round.
see another hallway.
Got a kill.
Yeah. Right. This is a lot of hallways. It's a prison.
Are there any
Domination.
rooms?
One of them. Yeah, there's
Capture the
another room. It
objectives.
seems to be the door's kind of
Securing
slightly
C.
open from what you can see. It's another sort of guard
Charlie
leisurely
locked down.
area. You captured
We've
a
taken
flag.
control.
I know.
Enemy took Alpha.
Can I...
Enemy down.
And down the other way is a door that seems to lead out into sort of the prison yard.
Friendly hunter-killer drone deployed.
I want to try...
Let's go.
I want to peek into the guard place.
Okay, well, we'll leave that for next time,
Get moving.
Securing Bravo.
as I will be going.
Goodbye.
Be advised. Hostile hunter-killer
continued?
drone inbound.
Continue to be continued, and I will continue this if you want to,
Yes.
because it's very stupid, silly, and completely against all the rules.
Lightning strike
It is.
coordinates.
But that's fine.
Because it's hilarious.
Summoning Skittles.
Securing Alpha.
Alright.
Enemy took
It's turned out useful so far. I broke out of a prison with Skittles bench. You don't seem to.